we feel it's almost an unfairness. We at the BlackRock Investment Institute, but it is true by definition that a shock like this will impact the most fragile the most. As I say, that seems unfair both within societies and between and across geographies and asset classes. So unfortunately, that is still, we think, the salient fact here, with the virus being so present, of course, in many of the economies that you're sharing on the screen here. So unfortunately, the simple read we still think is the right read, which is the shock is still having that downdraft, and it is unsettling, hence our more cautious framing for EM broadly and the relative preference, for North Asia, as I mentioned.
But it's really a case of glass half full, glass half empty, right, with these regions? Because when you look at India, yes, the economic recovery might take some more time. The COVID-19 situation is still in a bit of a flux, but the yield advantage is quite clear cut for that economy. And, that's pretty much the case with the likes of some of the ASEAN countries as well, Vietnam, Malaysia, as we pointed out, because their central banks have not gone much lower on easing.
I think that's right. So I think there is, as I mentioned, in regard to China, there is an opportunity, if you will, to benefit from Western policy revolution, where we see ongoing very low yields for a very long time. So to your point, Tanvir, EM central banks don't need to do as much, perhaps, in order to attract incremental inflows. The problem over the last just few weeks, of course, has been the dollar getting a wee bit stronger, perhaps as we've become less certain about the US election and so forth. So I think, and this is sort of obvious, but I think if we can get through the US election, then perhaps some of the dollar slight, not too much, but slight weakness that we were seeing and EM was benefiting from can continue. And that then is a very encouraging backdrop of yield advantage, a moderate dollar tailwind, and hopefully an ongoing global activity restart. That combination should be very constructive, but as with so many different things, I think it's quite reasonable the market's pausing for thought a little bit as we head into November the 3rd in 39 days' time.